All right, so today's lesson on early history comes from the June 2010 Regents exam. Anytime you have a map or a graph or a chart or a political cartoon, you always want to read the question first. This map shows the western limit on colonial settlement that resulted from the. All right, so I have this line right here. We have the colonies right here. So this is the western limit. So let's be thinking about what maybe the British Empire did to this to make sure that we could not move westward. We have the founding of Jamestown, Proclamation of 1763, the Monroe Doctrine, and the Compromise of 1850. So why don't you go ahead, pause, get rid of 2, choose your answer, and then come back. Welcome back. All right, so hopefully you got rid of 1 and 3 and chose 2 or something like that, but chose 2 as your answer. Now let's look at this. Founding of Jamestown, that was way earlier than 1763, and that is also not going to limit colonial settlement. The Monroe Doctrine deals with our relationship with South America and the European colonies within the South America. And then the Compromise of 1850 is going to deal with the Western territories that we gain as a result of the Mexican-American War. And the proclamation line of 1763, remember, was instituted by the British government to make sure that we could not move westward. And it was just one more thing in a long line that really drove a rift between the colonists and the British Empire. All right, so 2, climactic conditions in the southern colonies most directly influenced the development of democratic institutions, a canal system, the plantation system, the coal industry. So you're going to pause, get rid of 2, choose your answer, and come back. Welcome back. All right, so climactic conditions has to do with the climate. Hopefully you got rid of 1 and 2 and you chose 3. 1, democratic institutions, that is not predicated by the climate. If you think about, we have Alaska and Hawaii, and we still have the democracy. A canal system doesn't need warm weather necessarily. We have a canal system in the state of New York, and it's not exactly warm here a lot of the year. And then the coal industry is not defined by the climate, it's defined by the coal in the ground. And so that's what's going to determine that. But a plantation system are very large farming systems, and it is helpful when the climate is warmer for a longer period of time during the year. So that really makes a plantation system possible. All right, so question number 3. Which heading best completes the partial outline below? And the outline is Magna Carta, House of Burgesses, town meetings, and John Locke. And hopefully you're thinking to yourself, wow, I think those are things that really happened early on. So we're looking for a heading: ideals of social Darwinism, basis of British mercantilism, contributions to American literature, and influences on United States constitutional government. So pause, get rid of 2, and then come back. All right, so hopefully you got rid of, 1, 2, or 1 and 3 or something like that, and you chose 4. All right, so let's go back. The Magna Carta was an agreement between the King of England and some rebels that were dealing with a rebellion because their liberties were not being protected. So it was an agreement between the government and the people to protect some of their liberties. The House of Burgesses and town meetings were a way for people to have a voice in the government. And then John Locke's belief in the human rights and the natural rights of people. So that's why the answer is 4. All right, number 4, the main reason the Articles of Confederation were replaced as the basis of the United States government was that they lacked provision for a national Congress, declared that political protests were unconstitutional, placed too many restrictions on the activities of state governments, failed to give the central government enough power to govern effectively. All right, so you're going to pause, get rid of 2, come back, and choose your answer. All right, welcome back. Hopefully you got rid of, maybe 1 and 3, and you chose 4 as your answer. The main reason the Articles of Confederation were replaced as the basis of the United States government was that they failed to give the central government enough power to govern effectively. If you remember, it was a confederation, which is basically an agreement between the states that they're going to function together. And the central government had no way to enforce anything. They could tax the states and the people, but they had no way to enforce it. They had no, central army. They had nothing like that. So the fact that the central government did not have enough power really showed the weaknesses of the Articles of Confederation. All right, so this is Early History 2 review.